All right, back with some more room decor DIY ideas for you. Hey, I'm Janelle and this is toDIYfor. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And I'm so happy you found my little tiny corner of YouTube. I do new DIYs every single Wednesday and really hope that you do subscribe so I can make my little slice just a little bit bigger. Actually, I just really love sharing my projects with you all. And today is actually pretty exciting because we're still under this lockdown. I'm really trying to just use what I already have. Now, when I found this photo online, I thought, oh my gosh, I think I have the perfect thing to make this. You might actually remember this DIY that I made not too long ago. Now, this is a pendant light that I loved. I think I had it in my space for well over a year. I did recently replace it with this pendant light that I made just over a month ago. And I kept all of those materials because I just can't throw things away. And I'm glad I kept it because now I'm going to be repurposing those materials to create today's DIY. That being said, it really was only about $10 worth of material that I didn't have to go out and buy, so you can totally go out and purchase this and recreate this DIY. Let's get into it.
So here's what's left from my previous project. These pieces were cut down into 3 different sizes and glued together. A few of them have kind of come undone now, but this is basically like a wood tape. It's real wood. You can stain it, you can cut it with scissors, and it actually has an adhesive on the back of it. Normally you would iron this onto a project, but I'm just going to keep all those shapes that I already had. I will leave my previous video linked for you to give you a better idea on how to do that. But I've clipped 7 of those hoop shapes together with some alligator clips. Now I'm going to permanently put them together with some raffia and then also my hot glue gun. And it's as simple as just wrapping it around a few times. It adds a little bit of an element of design, but I mean, mostly this is just functional to keep all of those pieces together. So now I am going to cut an embroidery hoop in half. I already had this at home, and then I need to fasten it to kind of a bit of a base so that this can stand up on its own. I ripped down this piece of pine board that I had at home, and I needed to etch out kind of like a little notch for the embroidery hoop to sit in. So I don't have a proper tool to do this, but I used my drill and a flathead screwdriver and kind of hammered it in and chipped it out a little bit. And once I got the notch deep enough for that to sit in there securely, I just glued it in place with some wood glue. So now I'm adding the fan portion, again with just raffia and hot glue. That's how I attached this entire thing, and I wrapped it all the way around on both sides. And then I started, attaching these pieces, which wasn't very easy to do, but I started with a piece of raffia, hot glued it securely to that piece, wrapped it around a few times, and then I came underneath the bottom here, and then I'm wrapping both edges up and around and over, and I kind of crisscrossed it, and then I looped it horizontally, I looped it vertically, I went again in the crisscross pattern. I did not have a real rhyme or reason to this, but just doing it enough times that it does eventually become secure, and adding a little bit of hot glue every time you do it. And it also doesn't look bad, but as you do all of them, you see this is actually a very sturdy, almost fan-like piece, and it totally stands up on its own and it feels quite sturdy. The last thing to do was just, again, with that wood tape product, I grabbed a piece and I wrapped it all the way around the top, and again, just hot glued it into place. So that's my finished project. I am going to style it up here atop of our bar area in our home, and this is what I came up with. So let me know if you enjoyed this DIY. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And please subscribe if you're not already to my channel. I do new DIYs every single Wednesday. Cheers, and I'll talk to you next week.